All right, welcome back. We want to talk weather with our chief meteorologist, Jeremy LaGoo. Very warm out there today. It's actually very warm in this studio right now, so
Yes.
we know what that feels like out there. But okay, we were looking outside, and do we need to be worried about kind of thunderstorms moving in here over the next day or so?
Yes, I think we eventually will see some here in Spokane, Coeur d'Alene as well. Parts of the region you're going to get them, parts you're just going to completely miss out. We start the week with those. Those in the afternoon will keep our temps cooler, but as we get rid of that threat, serious heat.
Is this a tonight thing?
Kind of, for some.
Okay.
All right, and we got to get the air conditioning fixed in
Yeah,
the
we do.
studio before that heat arrives later this week, or I'm just not wearing a suit. I'm going to be doing weather in shorts and a t-shirt. It's just the nature of the beast. When it comes to those storms, they are pretty isolated in nature, starting to get a little more cloud cover. But with those isolated, slow-moving storms, we do have some flood watches in effect. Summer weather is here to stay, though. We're heading into a much different weather pattern with much more heat over the next few days. Flood watches in effect through today. Basically, we have already seen some very heavy rain, and that heavy rain is coming down and not really moving, so it's causing some of that localized flooding. That is eventually going to move out. Here's a lot of that up in Okanagan County. You're seeing some of that in Omak. And then it works its way just north of Interstate 90. A lot of those storms just tracking from east to west and winding down. Spokane, that storm over near Cheney, that's starting to wind down. Still has enough to put a little bit of thunder and lightning there. You're probably hearing a bit of that. Down across the Palouse, seeing some storm activity. But overall, it's not expected to be anything severe, just slow moving, heavier thunderstorms. Those eventually collapse upon themselves, but we're talking serious rain in a very short period of time. Tomorrow looks kind of similar, but the cloud cover is a little more widespread. The storms start a little bit earlier, and we'll see a few more of those through the second half of the day. Wednesday, similar story, and then eventually we wind up getting rid of that storm threat and saying hello to some serious heat. Seriously. We go from low 80s Tuesday and Wednesday. It's kind of the storms keeping us a little bit cooler. It is going to feel a little bit muggier those days. But then as we get into the second half of the week, our temperatures soar into the 90s and just stay there. The optimist in me put 89 on Sunday, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. Overall, we've got some serious heat taking over, not just here in the Northwest, but the whole western portion of the U.S. Right now, all that heat's down in Texas, and it eventually moves over to the west, and that's what cranks our heat up to the 90s. People have already died from the heat down in Texas, so as this moves in, it's kind of a big deal. It's one of those ones where we go, yes, it's heat. Yes, we know it happens every summer, but this kind of heat for this long is going to have some major impacts. Tomorrow, isolated thunderstorms, 82. We hang on to those on Wednesday. I think tomorrow winds up a little bit cloudier than Wednesday or today. Thursday, we'll see those temps climb up to 90, 91 on Friday, 92 on Saturday, and we just stay hot right through next week.